I've always been fascinated by Claddagh rings, but I never knew if it was okay to wear one if you
Mm.
weren't actually Irish.
Oh, yeah, I get that. It's a common question.
Yeah. But it seems like they've become a universal symbol.
They really have. It's kind of amazing when you think about it. The Claddaugh's history actually goes back hundreds of years to a little fishing village called Claddagh near Galway in Ireland.
That's right. And
Yeah.
even the ring design itself, it's like it tells a story.
Absolutely. You've got the two hands clasped around the heart, that's love and friendship.
Hmm.
And then the crown on top symbolizes loyalty.
Hmm.
It's a really simple design, but it's beautiful. And it carries such a powerful message that really seems to resonate with people no matter where they come from.
Right. And I was reading about the guy who supposedly made the first Claddagh ring. Richard Joyce is really an amazing story.
Hmm.
About resilience. I mean,
Yeah.
he was captured by pirates, and sold into slavery. And he was held captive for years before he was finally able to escape and make his way back home to Ireland.
Wow. When you hear a story like that, you can't help but think about how much emotion he must have poured into making that very first Claddagh ring.
Yeah.
They say it was a symbol of his love for his sweetheart, the one he left back home. A symbol of hope and, just the unwavering strength of the human spirit.
And what's really wild
Mhm.
is that the basic Claddagh design, it hasn't really changed that much since Joyce first created it.
I know. It's pretty incredible.
It really makes you think about how some symbols are just truly timeless.
Yeah, I think that says a lot. But how powerful his original creation was. It's like this reminder that even when you're going through tough times, hardship and uncertainty, love and loyalty and friendship, those things can still endure.
It is pretty amazing
Mhm.
to think that something created centuries ago in this small village in Ireland has become such a globally recognized symbol. I even read that President John S. Kennedy wore a Claddagh ring.
That's right. He did. And that's significant because it shows that the appeal of the Claddagh ring, it goes way beyond just Irish heritage. It speaks to something universal, something that connects all of us.
So it's really about the values that the Claddagh represents, not
Mhm.
necessarily where you come from.
Exactly. It's a statement about what you hold dear. Love, loyalty, friendship. Anyone can embrace that.
Makes you wonder what it was about the Claddagh ring that appealed to President Kennedy. Maybe he saw it as a symbol of unity and connection, something that could speak to people from all different backgrounds and walks of life.
That's a really interesting thought. It makes you consider how symbols can take on new meaning over time, how they can transcend their original context.
Yeah. And that's what I think is so cool about the Claddagh. It can hold such personal meaning for people. It doesn't matter what your background is.
You're right. It's like each Claddagh ring has its own story to tell.
Exactly. And then there's the way people wear it, traditionally. The way you wear a Claddagh ring can actually say something about your relationship status. Oh, yeah, I've heard of that.
Like if you wear it on your right hand, with the heart pointing outwards, it means your heart is open to love.
Right.
But if you wear it the right hand, with the heart pointing in, it means you're in a relationship.
And of course, on the left ring finger, heart facing in. Well, that's the classic symbol for marriage. It's
Exactly.
almost like a secret code hidden in plain sight.
It is. It's pretty amazing how a simple design like that can carry so much weight culturally and
Yeah.
hold so much personal significance.
It's definitely more than just a piece of jewelry. It's a symbol of connection, a reminder of the people and the values that we care about. Learning about all this Claddagh stuff, it makes me want to visit Ireland.
I can see why. Imagine walking those streets in Galway, seeing the Claddagh village where it all started.
Yeah, it would be so cool to experience that history firsthand and maybe even get a Claddagh ring for myself.
That would be an awesome trip. It
Yeah.
just goes to show how exploring these little pieces of history can really spark our curiosity and inspire us to learn even more.
For sure. And speaking of exploring, if you're enjoying this deep dive into the Claddagh ring, you'll definitely want to check out our newsletter. It's filled with all sorts of fascinating stories and insights, just like this one.
Yeah, we send out a new deep dive every week, covering a bunch of interesting topics, from history and culture to science and technology.
It's a great way to stay curious and keep expanding your knowledge. You can find the link to subscribe in the show notes.
We'd love to have you as part of our community of lifelong learners.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into the Claddagh ring, one thing's clear. It's much more than just a pretty piece of jewelry. It's a symbol of love, loyalty, and friendship, with a rich history that continues to resonate with people all over the world.
It's a reminder that even the smallest things can have profound meaning and connect us across cultures and across generations.
You know, it's amazing to me that something so small can hold such big ideas, like it's this tiny symbol for all these huge values we share.
Yeah, it really is like a physical embodiment of those connections we have, those bonds. And in a way, when you wear a Claddagh ring, it's almost like you're carrying a little piece of history with you.
That's a cool way to think about it. It makes you wonder about all the people who've worn a Claddagh ring
Yeah.
over the years, you know.
Yeah.
All the stories they could tell.
Yeah.
It's like this thread connecting us through time.
I like that. That's a great image.
All starting from that fishing village in Ireland with one guy,
Right.
just putting his whole heart into making something beautiful and meaningful.
It really shows you that even something that seems ordinary can have an extraordinary story behind it.
And that's what I love about these deep dives. We get to uncover all these hidden stories,
Absolutely.
these fascinating pieces of knowledge
Yeah,
that connect us to something bigger.
I agree.
So the next time you see a Claddagh ring, take a second to think about its journey. It's a symbol of love and loyalty and friendship that has lasted for centuries. It really speaks to how powerful human connection can be.
It does. And if you're interested in learning more about other captivating topics like this, make sure you subscribe to our newsletter. You can find the link in the show notes.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep those connections strong.